Hey guys, welcome to the day before 420. So this day is probably full of people, gearing up for tomorrow and all of that stuff. So we'll keep it light today and just assume everyone is getting all their crap done so they don't have to do anything at all tomorrow. First story is in Canada, where it's more of a comparison with Canada and America and how the two different paths of legalization is changing the landscape of stocks and business growth. Canada legalized marijuana in 2018, and when that happened, there was huge excitement, and especially you could see that in the stock market at the time. All the weed companies in the area just absolutely boomed. Canopy Growth, the one big one out of Canada, did super well. However, now we're seeing Canopy Growth in its first 9 months of production lost $950 million. So for them, that's a huge, steep sum. It's pretty much the case with every weed company out there. What started out as something that looked very promising now has kind of been smacked with a whole bunch of reality, and seems that there isn't as much excitement as there once thought to be. And there are a few reasons for that. One is that an article out of Seattle Times claims that surveys show people in Canada just aren't really that excited about adding something more to their kind of daily habits. Like, they're not that much of weed smokers. Another reason for that is that the bill that passed in 2018, in order for it to pass, it had to be so strict, and there were a lot of things that advocates had to give into, and one of those was the lack of marketing and advertising for any weed brands in the entire country. So there's no advertising in Canada, which is absurd to us in the US because it's such a huge part of the entire industry. But so getting the word out there is much more difficult there. And then the last thing that seems to be one of the reasons for all the modest growth is the initial bill had much less to do with the business sector and much more to do with the criminal justice reform part of marijuana legalization. It was more interested in getting people out of jails who were there for minor weed infractions than it was getting people rich with weed. So all of those things kind of combined, now we're coming to a point when realizing that the entire thing was kind of just a bit of a bubble. And there's comparisons to the dot-com burst in the early 2000s, and realizing that Canada, it's now finally maybe leveling out and getting to a point where it's realizing what it can actually do. But there's a big difference between that and the way that the US has done it, because the US has been doing this slow rollout for almost a decade now. From the legalization in Colorado to the legalization in California, it's just been slowly going state by state, and we're still in the middle of this, but it's given people time to get used to the idea of weed as a lifestyle, and more people are getting into it slowly as opposed to expecting it to happen all at once like they did in Canada. It seems like there will be less of a bubble happening here, maybe little bubbles popping up here and there, and especially when it becomes legal on the federal level, there's going to be a big bubble from that, but not as big as the one that happened in Canada because of this slow rollout over the years. Those are the two main differences between Canada and the US.
To be careful about what I say, because my therapist told me that she watches my videos sometimes. Hello, Susan. I bought a frozen pizza, and I'm not suicidal.
So that's basically it today. However, there's this one study that I saw on Ganjapreneur that says, it was published in Public Health, and it included over 15,000 adults, US adults, and it found that people who smoke marijuana are more likely to exercise, which is kind of fascinating and almost the exact opposite of what you expect with a stoner. But on the other hand, in the same study, it says that these same adults are more likely to watch over 2 hours of TV or whatever. Does it say TV? Television. I mean, I don't know if that counts for film. And, there are so many different kinds of TV you can watch. There's very wholesome stuff. There's very good stuff. But, take whichever side of that you'd like to and then run with it. It's all yours. That's pretty much it for today. And I hope you guys have a great 420. We will take the day off, I guess, because it's Tuesday, so we don't put any videos out. But enjoy, and happy 420.
Sometimes in life, a text doesn't get responded to, and it's nobody's fault. It's just the universe doing its motherfucking thing. We're just random atoms moving through space on a tiny speck of dust. Sorry, I didn't respond, Grandma.